Hey there, honey bunnies. Welcome to episode 144 of the Sovereign Storytellers podcast with your host, Michelle Wolf. Today's episode is a channeling that was coming through this morning. It is also going to talk to you a little bit about my program, Train Your Body to Wealth, which I started quite a while ago and is only now coming clear to me why my life has taken this turn, and that'll be a different podcast. So if you don't want to hear about money and you don't want to hear any information about that course, I'll talk to you next time. So what's becoming clear over the last few days, flashes of insight and some channeling coming from a different entity than being the gang. It is the entity that holds the container for Train Your Body to Wealth and everything that's going to come from it. There's a book in progress. I'm structuring the program where that you can get pieces of it at a rate that even if you are really struggling with money, you can get access to. So there's a lot on the way. But what matters, whether you're in that course or not, is the very clear, to me, reason that spiritual people and empaths and healers really struggle with money is this resistance to being physical. We came here to be physical. On the other side, we knew it was going to be extremely hard and very uncomfortable. And from early ages, very early ages, sometimes at birth, we put a distance between ourselves and our physical body because the sensations were overwhelming. There are themes in the spiritual population. Generally, they have sensitive nervous systems, me included. We have sensitive nervous systems. We were really blown away and blown out by life. We didn't have the physical capacity to handle the things that were happening around us in the same way that maybe even our siblings handled them. Often you'll have two or more children coming out of the same household, and they might be banged and bruised, but you may have one that's living in a gutter hooked on heroin because they were so sensitive and empathic they couldn't deal. Right? And my dream is that we catch children like that at early ages so they don't have to turn to addiction to survive because that's not survival. There's so much pouring through me. I'll just apologize in advance if it's a little bit chunky coming out. So I'll tell you, here's what I've been shown. The key to spiritual people making peace with money is marrying that sacred union between the physical and the soul. The soul is in the body, permeates the body, creates the body. There is no separation. We force a separation in order to not go mad when we are young. And it is required of us to come back into our body in a different way because the planet needs that union. I've been teaching for years about forest Reiki, and I received my attunement long ago now. And it is the merging with the trees. The merging can be a bridge to then merging with the physical. And I'm seeing this very large wave of prosperity energy, gold, wealth, resources, more than you can even imagine, and certainly more than your body can tolerate today. You have the amount of money right now that you can tolerate, that your body can handle the sensations of. The reason I'm harping on this and built a whole course around this is when we have to train our body to tolerate wealth, just like you would train yourself to run a marathon. We have to train our body to tolerate joy, to tolerate expansive love, to tolerate this merging between physical and non-physical, the seen and the unseen, merging. Without the merging, we tell a lot of stories about money. Sales are bad, marketing's gross, I don't want money, it's dirty, it's blah, 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 blah. It's none of that. It is a stream of life force resource energy that we've cut ourselves off from, and we had to. This is not, oh, you did it wrong. This is, you did what you had to do to survive, and now thriving is upon us. And the earth needs bodies merged with soul. Every living being on this planet needs the humans to merge with their bodies, to take down the walls of separation that we've put up, that we had to put up. But the calling now is not only to take your seat at the council table, which I wrote about in like 2015 or 2016, but to, you've taken your seat and now stand up and go forth and take action internally so that the external can really flow. This energy is moving through the collective, and it requires us to do things that are uncomfortable to the point of being periodically painful. And our mind is like, have you lost it? We aren't from this planet. We're star seeds. We're indigo children. We're other. We're other. Well, that's true. And we came here to merge with these physical animal bodies that we have. And yearning for the cosmos is the way that we've stayed separated from it. And I get it. People sometimes misinterpret what I'm saying. I get it. I grew up as a child that went outside at night and cried looking at the stars. At 18 years old, I sat in my bedroom window crying again, looking at the stars. I get it. And it's true, right? It's here we go with the both and always. We always come to the both and. We're non-dual in a dual world. We're non-physical in a physical world. And the merging of these seemingly opposite conditions is not just about money, but you need more money to have more impact, to create faster change, to save this planet, the physical reality of this planet. To combat climate change, there are practical, real-world, money-related activities that need to happen. More women need more money in their hands. More women need to be more comfortable with power. The shifting power balance requires you to feel things in your body that you're not used to feeling. It is requiring the same of men. So I'm speaking in generalities here, but in general, people who have grown up feeling disempowered are now really on the hook for moving into power, to taking the thing they were denied, which is a great intellectual concept. But when you begin to take it, we come always back to the discomfort in the body that means. Any kind of different energy creates discomfort in the body. And from very early ages, we were like, no thank you, don't want to feel that, I'm going to hide in this and that and the other thing, and then as soon as I'm old enough, I'm going to get addicted to sugar and alcohol and nicotine and the internet and anything I can do to not have to feel these intense sensations. But the body cannot let go of it, because that is what we came here to do. We came here to experience the discomfort of marrying and merging with the physical. We came here for this. Because souls and bodies merged are incredibly powerful and create those invisible ripples in the collective that circulate planet-wide, that make change happen quickly. The earth will survive without us. We can make a big mess of it, but we won't survive without her. We won't make it as a species. So while my courses lately are focused on money because that's an easy concept to grasp, the larger concept to grasp is you need to be all the way here now. We are called to be all the way here now. And we can't do that alone because it's too scary, it's too painful, it's too uncomfortable. We're required to join together in groups and train our nervous system to do what it could not do when we were babies, when we were toddlers. We couldn't do it then. We have to do it now. Mine is not the only course teaching that. There's plenty of stuff out there now on polyvagal theory, nervous system resets, the importance of the vagus nerve, and I have said before, in the gang, the group of entities that I channel have said repeatedly the vagus nerve is the key to it all. The vagus nerve is the switch that gets flipped on or off, that determines the merging. It is the merging point of physical and non-physical. But many of us have really immature and unconditioned, untrained vagus nerves because we had to, okay? So there's no blame here. There's no fault here. It's like, all right, let's do it. And it's not law of attraction, but it is. Law of attraction does work when it's worked in partnership with the body. The body is the magnet. And when your magnet, your body, is offline, you can law of attraction yourself into insanity and never have another dollar. Never have a nicer car or a different house or whatever it is you're trying, whatever's on your vision board. Essence boards work better because they involve the body, and the essence board is just putting on a piece of paper the things that make you feel. Okay, essence boards work better than vision boards if you're separated from your body. It makes you feel stuff, and then stuff starts to come, and then we shut it down because that aggravates our nervous system. And I guess I'm just going to talk about this for the rest of my life because it just keeps coming up and coming up and coming up. Avoiding discomfort has you swirling in scarcity. And that's where you will stay until you turn around and face your own physicality. So it makes sense, of course, right? Of course, the sensitives would struggle with money because we're not merged with our body, because we don't fucking know how. And even when we do know how, it involves a passage into darkness that is scary and painful and hard to stick with and hard to accomplish. But let me tell you, freedom's on the other side of that. Prosperity in all forms is on the other side of that merging. Without the merging, there is no manifestation because the body is the one doing it. The body takes the energy that you draw through to manifest with. The body is the magnet, the living, standing magnet that draws the components to you. But we can't hold it long enough because it's too goddamn uncomfortable. So we flip and we flop and we start a manifestation process and things start to move and we toss it because it hurts us. It's painful. We can deal with that. It's not a mystery. It's a mechanical thing happening in the chemicals of your brain and your actual literal flesh, blood, and bone body. This wealth, do not listen to the media, either side. Don't listen to anything out there telling you that there's no money, because there's more money energy available than has ever been available before. Because it works. This is how our 3D reality still works. If you had $1 billion, what would you be supporting right now? Would you be supporting programs that help kids recognize that they're empaths and deal with it from the age of 2? Instead of picking people up out of the gutter when they're 20 and they're dying of fentanyl? If you had $1 billion, would you be doing your own climate initiatives? Would you be covering every house in your neighborhood with solar panels? If I had $1 billion, those are several of the things I would be doing. Oh, the electric company won't do shit about this? Fine. I'm going house to house and I'm saying, hey neighbor, I'm going to make your house fully green and it's going to cost you nothing. I'm going to pay for the whole 9 yards. Are you kidding me? There's nothing we can't do. If we will marry our bodies, merge with our bodies, become that living magnet. If you're into human design, I'm talking about the magnetic monopole, but it is your entire body is the monopole. You are the one that pulls the components that then can be translated by the body into tangible reality, dollars in the bank, that you can go make your entire frickin' neighborhood green if you want. You will have the power to implement the change that the systems all around us cannot do. Our government can't implement the things that need to happen quickly because we are dying a dinosaur death. Only it's not quick like a comet, it's slow and ugly. And we'll transform as all societies do. It's not the end of the world. But in the meantime, why not have access to thousands and thousands and millions of dollars so that you can go start kindergartner programs? So that you can go fund programs that are already out there struggling to make a difference, but they can't because guess what? They ain't got no money. I'm hollering. Sorry. Not sorry. It's very passionate for me. Once this clicked and this entity started saying, here's why we're doing this. You got to get comfortable with power so that you can be comfortable with money, and then you can go be the change for real. You can be the one writing the checks. You can be the one turning your town green. I live in Snellville, Georgia. What do you think would happen? And they are actually doing some good stuff. They're building a new thing, and they're paying attention to stuff I'm happy they're paying attention to. But what do you think would happen in your town if you said, you know what? I'm going to give this city $1 billion to turn everything solar, to turn every house in this neighborhood. Rich people, poor people, doesn't matter. Everybody's going to have a house that's green. What do you think would happen? Change would happen, and it would happen quickly. It'd be a matter of a few years rather than a few decades, which frankly, time's a ticking, people. So, if you're still looking out there for a solution to scarcity, it ain't out there. It's you getting comfortable with being uncomfortable for a temporary period of time. You might need a therapist, you might need a coach. Train Your Body to Wealth is not a coaching program. It's educational, and it's letting you swim in energy. It's rather like Force Reiki. It's energy that's being radiated through me that I'm holding space for, that you get to come dunk yourself in and let it start bringing this stuff up to the surface, which then you need to go work it out with a coach or a therapist or whatever. Because this container is such a strong amplifier. We only celebrate in there. We amp it up, we celebrate, we push all that stuff to the surface so we can see it. We dive into the painful discomfort of it, and then we go process that out with our support system, and we come back and celebrate some more. And we start looking at how we are this will be a different podcast, but there's an article on my Substack about the yay awe, where we keep ourselves like stuck at 0 and we don't grow. Okay. Train Your Body to Wealth is open for enrollment. The next round starts in November. There are payment plans. There is early bird pricing available right now. And it is becoming an evergreen course so that you buy your ticket in and start working through the process. And at the end of those 40 days, you get to stay in that group for $57 a month, which is chump change compared to what you're getting. There's live support, co-working, quantum alignment systems style EFT tapping, which is tapping on steroids. I'm telling you, I can't even, you know what, and I'm not even going to. If you know, you know. If you read the sales page and your body says get on in there, do it. If you literally can't afford it, not I have it in savings and I don't want to pull it out, kind of can't afford it, but if you literally can't afford it, keep listening to the podcast, and which is free. Go over to Substack, free. I'm writing about this a lot, and you can access it all for free. If you would like to support the Substack, I appreciate that. And you can subscribe for $8 a month, but you don't have to. You can get the free stuff, and it can move you into expansion, which will move you into discomfort. Be with the discomfort, and things shift and change. So I have to wrap this up because I actually have a meeting to go to. But to see the sales page, go to either my Instagram. Handle is at the Wolf Codes, WOLFFCODES, the Wolf Codes. On Instagram, it's in my bio, or Facebook.com. Go click the golden egg cover photo, read the caption. The link to the sales page is there. One of these days I'll get it on the website, but that day is not today. So go off, think less, feel more, explore when you disconnected from your body, and ask your system to show you how to come back home. Talk to you later.